Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 59 of A Knight's Ransom. We are motoring right along. And we'd like to remind you, of course, that we do have merch in our merch store. The Pride Month celebration sale is no longer active. You missed out for the month of June, but the merch isn't going away. So check it out with exclamation point merch. If you're not part of our Discord, you definitely should be, and you can find our Discord link with exclamation point Discord in the chat. In addition, we'd like to thank FX May Vary, a local band here in Toronto, and our Patreons, who are lovely in supporting us and get wonderful content. Like a small little tutorial that I wrote entitled Balancing Combat on the Fly, where I reference Otter twice. Specifically, sorry, I've been corrected. 3 times I reference Otter. 3. So you can find that kind of content and more on our Patreon. And of course, we give our shout out to the patrons who subscribe at one of the highest levels, and that is Mama Bear, who will be seeing, well, no, you won't be seeing her on camera, but you'll be hearing her lovely voice in just a minute. When we last left this party, we had wrapped up what they were doing in Quanma. They had returned, talked to Ash, gotten not their payment, but their promise that should they leave the city alone, that they would be safe. And now they have a decision. Do they backtrack to Thropes and head to Goldenlead, or do they head to Uver? Uver, the demigod commune, or Goldenlead, a city that many don't know very much about. We're going to find all of that out and more on tonight's episode of A Knight's Ransom. Let's get into game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our lovely campaign that we have with these lovely folks. And yes, I realize that you are seeing the reflection on my glasses. There is not much I can do about that because the lights behind me refuse to turn on. So, party. Uver or Goldenlead? The demigod commune or the city that not many know about?
I say Jumbear.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards agreeing with Monric on this one. If demigods are in fact going missing, it may help us learn.
May give us some idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's right here. It's not that far.
Yeah, it's still a week's journey out, but yes. Okay. I need to quickly check something. Please hold. Because my brain is doing the dumb.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
I have. And it doesn't like doing that.
Have you tried running it as an administrator?
I tried that this week.
You know what the worst place is? I am the administrator and it's still not working.
Well, shit.
Right?
You got goats. Don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think I'm missing a crucial update.
Let this be a reminder. Make sure to check your drivers on a timely basis, everyone.
Yes, please remember to update your shit! Alright, okay. Well, you as a party decide to head to Uver, which is not a bad idea. And,
So the J is pronounced as a Y, so it's Uver?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I guess very French kind of sounding city name.
Ooh.
I guess. This is why the DM keeps notes. So now she's looking back through her damn notes. Okay, so party. All right. I need survival checks from whoever it is leading the party. I need 3 of them, please and thank you.
Okay. Monric is on it.
Monric is on point tonight. You managed to successfully keep your party on track, which is probably a good thing.
And you said it's 7 days to Uver?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, I know that some of these towns look closer to each other than others. The travel time between towns is 7 days. Because you're all on horses. If you weren't on horses and walking, it would be much longer.
I'm just checking because I have to keep track of learning Dwarvish, so this puts me at 17 days when we arrive at Uver.
Hey, how many more days do you need to have learned the language?
You told me a month apiece, so 13 days.
Okay. Yeah, I know I talked to a player about something that's going to happen. And I just got to find my notes. Because I know he agreed to it.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. And it's not Zara.
We all start pointing fingers at each other like it's a Spider-Man meme.
Right?
No, it's not Fred.
No, it's not Mom.
With my luck, it's probably me, and I've been gone for how long?
It's not you.
Oh, thank God.
Is it Monric? Monric and Orion pointing at each other. It's down to us. Who did it?
Okay, anyway, as I keep looking through, I need a Constitution saving throw from Sasha, please.
It was enough. Not even with my dice out. Okay, hold on. Con save. Okay. I haven't touched these dice in so long. All right, that's not bad. 16.
Okay. You have a problem. Because
Yeah.
as you get closer and closer to Uver, it gets harder and harder for you to control your shift.
Oh.
Like, it's getting to the point where you're going to turn into a werewolf whether you want to or not.
Huh. Is it me? Am I the drama?
No, you're not the drama!
Huh.
I'm getting pissed I can't find this in my notes. Anyway, I know I talked to him about it. We have most definitely had conversations about it. It may have been verbal and I forgot to write it down like a dumbass. Okay, there we go. That being said, moving on. Yeah, so as you get closer and closer, it gets harder and harder for you to
Maintain
your form.
Okay. I will move up next to Orion. And I'll like duck my head lower so that it's at I don't know if he has ears. I can't remember if I'm seeing his full head.
I don't think anybody's seen him without his cloak on. Except for
Eugen and Val.
Both of whom are no longer with us.
That is correct.
Nice. Well, everybody knows I've got werewolf anyway, so it doesn't matter. But this is mostly because I know Orion. As we get closer to town, something's not setting right. It's not sitting right. I can't. If something happens, I know you can send me away.
Send you away?
Yes. With your magic, can you send away? Can you can hold it? Well, you're holding the book still, I'm sure, unless something.
The book is a minor magic. That's just a mage hand, if you will.
Does mage hand require concentration?
Mage hand does not.
Fantastic. Continue. Sorry.
I mean, I have the ability to wally you in. I do have the ability to change you to something else. I do have the ability to send you somewhere else, but it is only for a limited time.
Well, a limited time is good enough. If I shift and I can't control it, you have in whatever magic you hold. If it doesn't turn out right, well, you basically have permission to banish me.
DM, thematically, does this mean Sasha is foregoing the saving throw for a spell like that?
If you catch him early enough, yes. If he winds up feral enough that he really doesn't have any possession over his faculties, no.
Yes. So as long as Sasha is still driving the bus, there's no saving throw. He may be
skidding on the gravel, but yes, as long as he is still in control of the bus, you can banish him because he will willingly fail the throw. However, if that bus starts to roll and he has lost control of the vehicle, no.
Please keep all hands and feet inside the bus at all times. But you have my word, Sasha. I will keep a vigilant eye. If anything seems off, I will take care of it to the best of my ability.
Perfect. Thank you. Otherwise, I'm going to be staying next to Orion, just in case.
Fantastic. All right. Well, apparently I don't have the note, and I'm a little bit angry about it. Oh well, that's okay. It takes you 6 days to get to the outskirts of Uver.
Mm-hmm.
And Otter, I need you to give me an Arcana check, please.
Ooh. Okay. Say 15 on the die plus 9 for 24.
Something is wrong here. And you think that it's not necessarily a, how do I want to describe this? You have, there is a sneaking suspicion that there is magic here that would normally hide this area from prying eyes that shouldn't be there. And the magic isn't there. Like, what you're feeling is magic all around you, and then almost as if you crossed a threshold, the magic is gone. But you still have your magic. The mage hand is still carrying the mimic book. I still can't believe I gave you that. I can't believe I gave that to you guys.
We paid a lot for it.
Yeah, you did. But your mage hand still works. Your mage armor's still on. Fred's not wilting. And beyond Sasha's unease about what's happening with him, the party is fine.
So
but
something is off with the magic in the area.
Yes. As it, so the way that this world works, and I haven't actually ever gotten to explain this. So this is the first time I get to explain this, where 59 episodes in, and I'm still explaining how this world works. There is always magic around you. You can always feel a slight tingle of magic. Just from the way that, things grow or whatever. It's all influenced by the gods and the goddesses. This area feels like it got hit with an anti-magic barrier. But, like, a nuke of. Like, this area just got nuked with an anti-magic field. That is no longer there, but none of the magic has returned to the area either.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I was going to say, because that made sense to me in my head, and I want to make sure that makes sense to everybody else.
Without the mention of nukes, because I'm pretty sure those don't exist.
No, they
Orion
don't.
vocalizes this understanding of whatever we just walked into through to the party. I'm not sure what could have happened here, but something is very, very off.
Sasha, Constitution saving throw, please.
Okie 21.
Okay. It's still getting harder, but you're still managing.
I don't feel great.
Monric, I need you to give me an Arcana check, please.
Not so good.
That's okay. What you feel is the presence of family. But you know that you left your family back in Goldenlead.
Okay.
So, Sasha is battling his inner wolf. Monric feels family when he shouldn't be feeling family. Orion has realized that this entire place has basically been hit with an anti-magic bomb. And Fred, my dear, my darling.
Yes?
I need you to give me a nature check, please.
About 25.
I mean, I guess it's okay. There is death in front of you. And you can feel it through the plants.
This isn't good, guys. These plants should be thriving up here, and they're dying. We're dead.
There's definitely something going on here.
You proceed forward until it's about mid-afternoon. And ahead of you is nothing but destruction. A giant wooden gate, like a wooden archway that you would assume would have welcomed whoever lived here, is broken and in pieces on the ground. Every house is burnt, charred, nothing left. There are dead bodies strewn across the town. There is, as far as you guys are currently seeing, not a single soul alive in a place that should have held some of the strongest beings in the world because they were born of the gods and a human or other humanoid.
Zeus.
It wasn't always Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
It's just predominantly Zeus.
I'm gonna pull Tydo out of their pocket space and try and get a aerial view of the area to see how far this destruction goes and if there's any movement they can spot.
Okay. Give me a perception check with Tydo.
You got it. Let me pull up their character sheet so I can advantage on perception checks, rely on hearing or sight. And they have a +3. Well, let me tell you, the high roll was a 2 for a total of
Yikes.
5. That was a 1 and a 2.
Tydo doesn't see anything. However, the destruction encompasses the entire town and beyond. Remind me, if Tydo gets shot down, he just appears back in your pocket dimension ready to be summoned again, yes?
If Tydo loses their health, I would have to recast Find Familiar to bring them back.
How much HP does Tydo have?
3.
Yeah. You have connection with Tydo and then it's gone. And you know it wasn't because of magic. Somebody actually shot your bird down. Now you know there's at least one.
They killed my bird.
What?
Fred. I need you
Yes?
to give me a perception check, please.
Not so good at those. Screen. 15.
Not bad, not bad.
Sarah's on his
Sasha.
way.
Fantastic. Sasha. Perception check, please.
Uh, 19.
Monarch, you don't have to make the perception check.
Okay.
You turn around, because that's where the feeling comes from. And you face back the way you came. And out steps a lion-headed 6'9" Leonin.
Well, hello there.
If you're coming for sanctuary, you're a little late.
We were coming to investigate the disappearance of the demigods.
The disappearance? Nobody came for us when we begged for help. And now you come after the fact? We find it a little hard to believe anybody cares. As he says, we. A satyr, a triton, a siren, a tiefling, and a figure fully cloaked step out from various destroyed parts of the town. And you can see all of them, except for Monarch, who currently has his back to all of them because he's facing the Lannon.
You said a satyr, a triton, a tiefling,
A siren,
a siren,
and currently an unknown figure completely cloaked. The unknown figure is carrying a bow. If you had to surmise, he's probably the one that shot your bird down.
So what happened here?
What does it look like that happened here? We got attacked and we couldn't fight them off. I haven't seen a being that strong since Ares walked this earth. And my father wouldn't cause destruction of his own. After all, you should know, shouldn't you? You're one yourself.
One what?
Do you not know? Of course.
No what? I don't.
You, unknown knight, are a son of Ares, much like I am. At some point, somebody in your lineage, well, we know how children are created. You turned around as I approached, and nobody else had heard me. We can always tell one another in a crowd. I am the last son of Ares here from town. And the only reason I'm not dead to this undead creature and his minions is because I wasn't even here. I was at Olympus, receiving training from Apollo himself. And I come back to find my home looking like this. And before y'all ask, because I know you're gonna ask, it's like I've been playing with you guys for 1.5 years, if not longer. My name is Athos. Athoz. And, we are what's left of the demigods.
This is very much not good. What creature could do such a thing?
We're not sure. I feel like if we knew, then perhaps we might have been able to fight back. However, we have no idea.
I am...
Right now. Go ahead.
I'll say, I'm standing there pretty much staring at Sasha, but drawing all of the figures around us while staring at Sasha. I was asked to keep watch. I am doing so, but I can look everywhere, so taking notes while keeping watch.
Of course.
God bless.
Is that Karasef I hear?
He's having audio issues.
Okay.
Oh, I heard that.
Oh.
That's the first thing I heard.
Yeah,
All
It
right.
just took my voice.
You heard? Really?
It's the Palabros. It's solving everything.
It had to be the Palabros.
Welcome.
Oh. What's up? How we doing?
Good. To catch you up, we decided to head to Uver. It took us about 7 days of travel time. Upon arriving, Orion, felt that there was a disturbance in the magic here. Sasha seems to be having trouble keeping hold of their ability to shift.
Sorry, speaking of which, Constitution saving throw, please.
Monric seems to be getting a feeling of like familial bond in the area, and Fred feels nothing but death coming from the plants.
Interesting. Okay.
We arrived, everything is charred and ruined. We are currently talking to a Leonin, and there's also a satyr, a triton, a tiefling, and a siren, and a cloaked figure in the vicinity. Lastly, apparently Monric is a son of Ares? ?
This is news.
You got that save through?
Yes, please.
5.
You're fully shifted.
Fantastic. Do I have time to get my armor off? Like, even if it's just slicing the leather?
I'll say yes, you have time to get your armor off.
Because I am keeping a very vigilant eye, do I have a window to try and just bop them on the head with a banishment?
Well, you're keeping an eye on him. He hasn't lost control yet, but he is 100% full shifted. Like, he is definitely werewolf, but he's not salivating to eat people yet, so you might be okay for right now.
For now. I'll still stay close.
I simply say, Sasha.
I don't think I can talk in this form. Just tilt my head to the side.
Oh.
Are you okay? Nod if yes.
I will nod. I mean, I also feel like it's like he's like I'm talking, but it's always you know, because I'm just like I'm shifted. I don't want to be shifted. I didn't mean to be shifted, but here I am. I'm okay.
Goes through bag, pulls out steak.
That gets the tail wagging.
Well, how does the onlookers feel about suddenly werewolf?
Well, the cloaked figure 100% draws the bow back. Doesn't actually fire, but there is caution. The others are definitely, like, pulling back so as to not get caught in any sort of, like, crossfire, as it were.
I will growl. I don't care. I don't know this person, and they're holding a weapon at me.
Fred will step forward in front of him.
Without turning to the cloaked figure, I just point at them and go, "You shot my owl, didn't you?"
There's no response.
Literally just say, "Sick 'em, I've got this."
There is no response.
My companion means you no harm.
Otter, do you speak Sylvan?
What don't I?
No, I
let
mean,
me
do
see
you
here.
speak? This is actually a question I am asking you. Is Sylvan a
Yeah.
language you speak?
You betcha. Here you go.
So does Fred.
Fantastic. The satyr speaks, and only speaks in Sylvan. To be fair, we didn't know if you meant us harm or not, and all we saw was you pull out a scout of some kind and fly them up. As far as we were aware, you were coming to kill us. And after the way that we've been treated, I don't think you can really blame us.
I cannot. That bird has just been with me for a very long time. But I can summon them again.
I'm sure that Galen is sorry for having shot down your bird. However, many of us wouldn't be alive without them. So, a lot of us owe them our lives. And I say a lot, but I mean, there's only 4 of us other than Athos, so... And we're all that's left. We were 400 strong, and there is 6 of us left. Just 6. My name is Nikki, by the way. And he gives a small bow.
N-I-K-I?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, like Nikki. Nikki.
Okay. And this is the satyr.
Yes. And then the robed figure's name is Galen. Galan.
Okay. Have I seen a satyr?
They were significantly more common in your time.
Okay.
Considerably more common. Matter of fact, I don't think you guys have really ran into a satyr yet. This is the first time you've run into one.
And a son of Poseidon, even.
Yes. His name is Xander. And the daughter of Poseidon standing next to him is, Nafer. Nafer. My partner, and he gestures to the tiefling, is Orus. OR'(US). And you all are?
I'm Monric Black Knight.
A fellow son of Ares.
So I have been told. This is the first I've heard of it.
Some don't find out until they're your age. Some are born knowing. And the rest of you? Galen has relaxed with the bow, but has not put it away or unknocked the arrow. You're getting the feeling that they could probably fire that arrow off before you have a chance to react.
I will give a deep bow. I haven't had a chance to see folks of your races in many a year. I'm known as Orion, or the Thinking Man.
There were legends about your kind. And I say legends because you were one of the first. I would even go so far as to call you a son of Prometheus. Or a child of Prometheus, I shouldn't assume.
Well, for him forsaking me, as it were, I do bear his mark.
I'm sorry, you say that, and all I can think of is, like, Orion as a toy with Prometheus written on the bottom of his foot. Like Woody from Toy Story!
Well, last I heard, it was on my back, so I just am picturing Prometheus written across my lower back.
My God. I don't know if that's better or worse that Orion has a fucking tramp stamp.
I was just thinking.
But, yes, that would be me.
Oh. Legend said that you had fallen apart. And that he had perfected it and then given the plans to the mortals.
Well,
but clearly,
the
satyr is sort of like moving around you as he's talking, as if he A, has too much energy and can't stand still, and B, is utterly fascinated with the fact that you are the original child of Prometheus.
Well, this is not the form Prometheus gave me. That form was broken long ago. When I was rescued from the predicament I had found myself in, Hephaestus is the one who took pity upon me and bestowed me the form you see today.
It's fascinating. Hephaestus and Prometheus definitely never had any ill will between them. I am glad to see that he fixed you up. And so wonderfully, too. I couldn't even tell if you were broken at one point. We had a few like you. They were the first of all.
For the record...
Yeah.
This is Orion still talking. For the record, I put my hand on the giant wolf next to me. This is Sasha. Since coming into this area, we've realized some of our magics are a little off, and they can't seem to control their shifting. They mean no harm in their current state, and I've been asked to take care of it if anything does come up. But to the best of their ability, unless something drastic happens, they mean you no harm.
Sasha? You need to give me another con save.
Yeah, go nuts while I have my hand on you.
20.
Just disappear.
Could you imagine? It's a 20, 17 plus 3.
The way that the satyr is hopping around and just like... Overall, I mean, a satyr is part goat, right? Like, they are shifting and hopping and moving, right? And there is a part of you that is almost desperate to give chase.
No.
Not necessarily that you want to hunt. You just want the thrill of the chase, but you want to do the chasing. What are you gonna do with that? Because it's getting really hard to ignore, especially with the way this satyr is moving around.
Nothing, because I'm a good boy and this is a dangerous area.
Give me another con save at disadvantage.
That's bullshit. Well, my dice don't hate me. 18.
Okay.
I rolled a 15 and a 19.
You're in luck. Because the tiefling moves over and just puts his hands on the satyr's shoulders. Now, the satyr is 5 foot nothing. He is real short, real small. The tiefling stands at solid 5'11", built kind of like a brick wall. And he just puts his hands on the satyr's shoulders and gets him to stop moving, which calms down your urge to chase. Almost as if this tiefling could see the way that your eyes kept following where this satyr was going.
Thank God.
I don't want to have to put Sasha in timeout, but I will.
I don't want to have to banish you, but I will if I have to. The Leonin looks at you a little curiously, Sasha. And now he is... I said he was 6'9". He is the same height as you.
Yeah.
And he walks up to you and sort of regards you, sort of up and down. Crosses his arms over his big barrel of a chest. And I mean, like, he is not small. Like, if you thought the tiefling was built like a brick shithouse, he looks lanky in comparison to this Leonin. Like, this Leonin's muscles have muscles.
A fridge of a being.
He is a absolute mountain of a man. And, he kind of gives a small shrug. He says, care to go a few rounds?
I'm a dog.
I think you can understand him.
That's true.
And, he's offering to help you work off a little bit of that energy. If you'd like. In your werewolf form. Because he really doesn't think you could hurt him.
My whole brain wants that to be the response Sasha actually said that the Leonin could hear was, do you want to fight? I'm a dog.
Dog.
Do you attempt to say I'm a dog? Even though nobody else would understand you?
It's just like,
you ready for this? You ready for this? The Leonin stares at you and says, I'm aware.
Oh.
Because you're not a wolf, you're the werewolf.
Yeah.
Like, you are, like, in half-hybrid mode. So, like, liberally covered in fur, sort of hulking out, you know.
Oh,
werewolf.
okay. For some reason I was like, I'm just a big dog. I forgot that I was a werewolf.
Oh, werewolf? Yeah. You are not you are technically a shifter, but not that kind of shifter. If you were a druid, we would talk about it, but you aren't. You're a fucking paladin.
It's it, Orion turn her into a dog.
Yeah, I will, you know what? Sure.
And then you realize that he understood what you had said. Amidst with the growls and whatnot. And then he actually replies with a series of animalistic sounds of his own, which you're able to understand, and just you. And he basically said, everybody else here is going to be too small to take you right now. And I really do think that you just want to be a good boy, don't you?
You shut your damn mouth. Only my husband can call me that.
Well, he's not here. And you still want to be good, don't you? And As he asks that question, your tail starts fucking going because you do. You want to be a good boy.
Bastard. Okay.
I'm totally not playing on what I know about you.
Shut the
Or
fuck up.
shock you about. Shut up!
Okay, yes, okay. If it means, yeah, a fight to wear off some steam, that'd be good.
Cool. So you guys move off a little bit. Give me 4 athletic checks, please.
I can do that. That's a 22 and a 17. And then that is a 14 and a 21.
Alright, you have quite a few good rounds with him. Like, you guys go for almost 3 hours. And at the end of those 3 hours, you actually have him pinned to the ground with your jaw, like your maw, around his throat. Now, it's like just gently touching either side of his neck, like under his main fur.
Yeah.
You're definitely not, like, out here to try and decapitate this man.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
You know, but it's your way. You've basically scruffed him. And as you pull back, your control comes back. And you are left standing in what's left of your breeches, back into elven form.
Fantastic.
That entire...
Just like me.
That entire fight, I just have a finger pointed at Sasha from wherever I'm standing, holding, like, preparing Wall of Force just to hamster ball them if something goes wrong. just keeping a damn good eye on what's going on.
During this long sparring session, oh, wait, no, we have Zara. Sir, you have joined us again. Welcome to a land of death and destruction.
Can he hear? Or is he
I can
unmuted?
hear
And
you.
okay, perfect.
I'm going to need you to give me a religion check, please, sir.
Ruh-roh.
With advantage.
Do very well on those. Oh, with advantage. Nice. Oh, well, thank goodness for the advantage. 16.
Apparently. With the 16, you are inspecting the corpses that litter this place.
Okay.
And as you do, the place around you freezes. Everything stops. Except for you. There's no wind, no breeze. And one moment you're alone. You turn around and turn back. And there, in front of you, is a dark-robed figure. Tinged green, carrying a large scythe.
Not today, Death.
His flesh is white, ghastly, like grayish undead kind of color. With the most edgy emo haircut you've ever seen on somebody in your life. Except, you know, where you would expect his hair to be black, it's white.
Death by Bill and Ted. Got it.
No, this is Thanatos a la Supergiant Games.
Ah, okay.
I see you have been besting my shades.
Is besting the best way to put that? Have I been besting them or just, like, getting them to leave me alone?
Well, you haven't died to them yet, so yes, I would say that you are besting them. His feet don't touch the...
coming?
Yes, it is. His feet don't touch the ground. He sort of hovers as he moves, and you walk next to him. Because you do not insult a god by refusing to talk to them.
Okay.
I have a problem. You are not a Dira. Stop that. Yeah, you fucking hide in shame over there in your corner.
You could go now.
Yes. You see, I have a problem. Every single demigod here should have found a place in Elysium. It's part of the package of having dealt with the stigma of being born half god.
Okay.
Now, you see, my problem is that you notice that all of the bodies are still here.
Yep.
And that many of them are covered in a rusty-like substance.
I glance back at the bodies.
Yes.
Look back over at him. Yeah.
Ichor turns to rust. It is golden in color when it first flows, but it turns into rust otherwise. After it's been oxidized and anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, the souls that should inhabit these bodies are missing. Every single one of them, except for the 6 that are still alive. And I can't ferry them to Charon without their souls. I need a perception check from you, please, Zara.
Yeah, okay. Probably not with advantage still. Here we go.
No, not this time.
9.
Do you remember the creature that you saw when you touched the rings?
Oh, shit. Vaguely.
Like
Yes.
the being that you were supposed to be?
Yes, okay.
That
Not the
body is
secret.
at your feet.
Okay.
And you realize that what you saw was a memory 3 months past.
Seen him before.
Whatever has committed the atrocities here is gearing to take out the gods themselves. And as you have seen, traveling has become harder since Hermes has gone into hiding. Combat has become more difficult since Ares was defeated. He's not dead. He's back on Olympus nursing his wounds, but
God of War was defeated.
the god of war was defeated.
In battle?
As far as we're aware, he won't tell us. He won't even tell Aphrodite.
Must have been an embarrassing fight.
We're not sure. He was fairly injured when he came back. If godly weapons cannot touch this man, we think that perhaps mortal ones can.
So, you mean like non-magical ones?
I couldn't tell you that. All I can tell you is what your goddesses have told me, since you follow the goddesses of prophecy. One of them is for prophecy, right?
No.
Was one of them not prophecy?
No. Hold on. Here, I'll send you the links.
Shit. Okay, hang on. Let me retcon that. Hold on. That's all we were told before Apollo went missing. Because I know Apollo is the god of prophecy.
Okay.
if you were to handle this, know that your places in Elysium, when you're ready to come, would be secured. And should you fall, I will personally ferry you to the afterlife. No payment needed.
Huh. It's not an offer you get every day.
No, it is not. And I am aware of this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a list of souls that need to be found. And I will find them. And with that, everything resumes moving. Monarch. While the Leonin is fighting Sasha, you are sort of getting a crash course on what it means to be a demigod, and how your abilities may or may not manifest as a son of Ares.
Okay.
They are surprised at your level-headedness, as most sons of Ares or daughters of Ares are hot-headed and like to charge into battle without really any consideration of a real plan, because they believe that their physical prowess can beat anything that they come across. However, as they were talking, you have shared stories of your battles and whatnot, and they are vastly impressed at the fact that you don't fall under that, that realm of ability, I guess is what we'll call it. And that you are significantly more level-headed. Much like the god you worship, Hephaestus. So...
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and yes, you also worship Ares, because I remember we talked about this. You worship both of them, depending on the situation, but your main one is Hephaestus. And then they tell you, have you ever found it strange that you could pick up any weapon you like and be instantly good with it? Which, by the way, is exactly how you've been your entire life. Sure, they teach you sword forms and tactics while using the weapon, but somebody could summon a halberd for you, a weapon you have never touched before in your life. You will heft it twice in your hands and slide into stance perfectly to use it. You are a weapons master, which, by the way, you can take that as a feat. I think it's a feat. Let me double check. And if it's not, I will tell you what it gives you. Because I know as a fighter, you pretty much get all the weapon proficiencies.
There is a weapon master.
Yes, perfect. So you can take weapon master as a feat for free, because you have discovered your lineage as a son of Ares.
It gives you a +1 to strength or dex, to a maximum of 20, and 4 weapon proficiencies of your choice.
And since you have all weapon proficiencies as a fighter, because fighters are cracked, I will let you choose 4 weapons with which you will take expertise, which when using those weapons will allow you to double your proficiency bonus.
That's exciting.
Okay.
Hell
So that's
yeah.
how we'll work around the fact that you're a fighter and taking weapons master really doesn't do you any good, except for the bonus to your strength or dexterity. You get to choose 4 weapons, and you can't just choose simple weapons or martial weapons. You have to choose specific weapons. So, like your Warhammer, a longsword, etc., right? Okay, pick 4 of them, and for those, you get to double your proficiency bonus. And I will get you set up with your modifier for that.
That's a pretty sweet deal there, bud.
That is a very sweet deal. And yeah, I'll take Warhammer and Longsword for sure. I'll have to think on the other 2.
Okay.
seeing Sasha revert to their usual selves, Orion will visibly relax. And offer them a spare cloak.
I'm gonna start going and gathering my stuff and redressing myself.
The tiefling offers to assist you.
And getting dressed?
Yes.
The armor. Right. I was like,
Yeah.
Sure. Sorry.
All right.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So now, Monric, this is now set up for you for your expertise weapons. If at any point you're not using weapons you have expertise with, you have to uncheck both of them to take away the bonus.
Okay.
I love Roll20 for this shit, man. You can add bonuses and shit so easy. Okay. The Xander, no, not Xander, sorry. Oris tells you, Sasha, that at one point he was supposed to be a squire before his familial legacy to Hades made itself known.
Oh. What? You can't be a squire, become a knight because of your father?
No, not because of my father, but because if I was out in the world, every living thing that's out there would try to kill me.
Just sounds like better training, in my opinion.
Well, there's better training, and then there's Persephone just trying to murder you. She told me that if I ever left Uver and she found me, she was going to kill me.
Huh.
And now I don't have a choice.
That just sounds like you need a better knight to teach you.
And he sort of stares at you. Don't forget you're a knight!
That's true. Me?
I can't think of anybody better that also turns into a damn werewolf.
Well?
No, I believe that the plan is that we're going to take Sanctuary in Watandi. The king has offered us salvation.
Well,
so
if you ever want to continue that path, I never have taken a squire before, but
I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
Let me give you my card, and it's the card that Zara made before, where it's like, if you need a man to make your enemies piss themselves, Sasha Volfeld is your guy.
If you need a man.
those?
I forgot those flyers existed, but my
I totally
goodness.
forgot they existed. He takes it, folds it up, and sticks it in his tunic. And then the satyr, runs over and jumps up on his back. And that's when you notice, he jerks forward at the weight of the satyr, and suddenly his wings just straight up unfurl. Oh. Something you didn't even really notice he had, because he kept them really tightly pressed against his back, and then never showed his back to you guys. He has almost a 12-foot wingspan. Fred, please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Give me 1 sec.
Hopefully this doesn't crash your computer.
I've got it cooling down, so I'm okay. Saving throw, dexterity?
Yes, ma'am.
11.
When his wings flap out, they do catch you and sort of stagger you back a couple steps. However, the siren catches you along with the Triton.
Okay.
And then
sorry,
tiefling...
I got distracted. They're beautiful, though.
Yes, they are. And he doesn't take as much pride in his wings as he should.
Not many get their wings these days.
No. It was part of his gift from his father.
I do have what may seem an insensitive question, but it comes from a place of trying to understand. Demigods, when Prometheus brought me about, were not really a thing.
But they were.
They were not as common of a thing. The Titans didn't really make a lot of heirs.
No, they just made the gods that then threw them over.
How long do demigods stay on this plane? What is the general life expectancy?
It varies. It really depends on what we are. As a siren and a triton, as long as we're near water, we will live for centuries. Not pictured on the map, there is a giant lake behind this town. Like, the town, like, butts against the edge of this lake.
Okay.
It's just not pictured on the map, but the town sits on the edge of a lake. And eventually would connect with the ocean.
So, triple digits, but not quite past that.
Some of us, humans, despite having godly blood running through them, may only see a century and a half. At most. Because humanity is still, unfortunately. Humans they burn bright, but they burn fast. Now, our Leonin, the son of Ares, assuming he isn't felled in combat, could very well see close to a millennia. I believe he might actually be almost as old as you.
That was going to be my next question of, not to ask the silly question, but how long has everyone here been around?
Well, I just celebrated 250. This is the siren.
Siren.
The Triton speaks up. I just celebrated... Was it 400 or 395, dear? It was 395. Yeah. This is why I keep her around, honestly. Well, besides that she's absolutely lovely. It's clear that the Siren and Triton very much appreciate each other and are very happy that they are still alive together. The satyr sort of hops over next, and in his bright and bubbly way, says, I just saw 95 years myself, and my partner, Oris, just saw 172. The Leonin, back from grooming his mane, I have seen 674 years. And Galen, who sits there on the roof watching you with suspicion, has only seen 74. No, stop with the 70s. Has only seen 68.
Okay.
He is the youngest, yet arguably might be the most skilled of us all.
This may be a little too old of a question, but Have any of you been privy to a child of Prometheus by the name of Rodrai? Stories, knowledge, information.
No. No, I can't say we have. There were legends, stories that Prometheus had made two of you. But any sort of historical reference we had was destroyed aeons ago. And with... we hesitate to call primitive, but with primitive art the way it was, the drawings all looked so different that I believe that eventually we just, as a world, decided that the two that we saw were the same person. But you're telling us that may be wrong. That there was two of you.
I don't know if this being is as old as me. Well, let me rephrase. Rodrai was a being I knew a very long time ago. I did not know them at the beginning, but I knew them before I was broken. They were known as a bit of a heretical teacher for the Titans, a bit of a lore keeper, if you will. When I knew them, they were not a child of Poseidon, but through our travels, I was thrusted upon a vision in which it was them, I'm positive. But they were not in the body I knew them as. They were as what I now know is called a Triton.
Really? They were inhabiting this body?
They seem to be... I mean, the vision I saw was them being torn asunder by an agent of Thanatos, but the body they currently held at the time was that of a Triton.
Strange.
Any attempt by me to find further information has come up dry. As you said, old history is hard to follow, let alone decipher. But it was worth an ask.
I wish we could tell you more. But unfortunately, this is as much as we are aware at this time.
So, Athos is about the same age as... a little younger than when I broke.
Yes. And you had been wandering the world for almost 120 years before you got stuck. So you are still the oldest being in existence, but he is a fucking close second. He is older than Alita.
Yep. To be fair, this form is a couple of years old.
Yeah, a couple.
Well, it's been, what, like 4 years now? Since the start?
Yeah, no. It's been almost 5.
It's been
since
about...
you guys started.
Okay. So, this form is about 5 years old.
Well, it's holding up well. given how delicate you look, it is holding up very well.
Just observational thing during this conversation. Now that Sasha is back to being Sasha, has Galen decided to put the bow a little bit more at rest?
Yes. But
Okay.
they're still on edge, and you don't think it's because of you guys.
Oh no.
You're thinking this is more than likely a heavy trauma response.
This is just Orion seeing how much they are taking stock of the situation.
Yeah. They are 100% on high alert.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think anything you guys could do is going to make that better. Like, this is quite literally just going to be Galen needs to work through this on their own, and nothing you do is going to make this better.
Trauma is trauma.
Trauma is trauma. And sometimes giving people space is what they need the most.
Mm-hmm. This is why Orion hasn't spoken to them.
Except to tell them that you shot down my bird. You bitch.
Yep. That's going to cost me money to get my bird back. Darn it.
Yep. Alright. So, with this information now imparted, any hope that you might have had to procure assistance from the demigods has unfortunately been dashed. You will receive no help from the demigods because there is no help to give.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, is there anything further we can learn from our time here?
I mean, you could probably learn, like, tidbits of lore about how they functioned as a commune and how they always shared. Like, you could learn about the community itself. However, it's really not important to the game, so just in general, you learn more. Monarch, once they've gotten their community back up and running again, you would have a permanent place should you ever find that you need to flee and people realize that you're a demigod.
Okay.
Might get a shiny new addition to your list of titles.
Well, he does. He's the son of Ares.
Mm-hmm.
That is his shiny new title.
If he decides to wield it.
Yes.
But the information I'm referring to is more along the lines of, does anyone know what happened when the attack happened on the town? And as demigods, would they have any insight of questions to ask if a god could be directly pinged for 5 questions?
They don't have any questions that you could ask. Mostly because their questions would mostly center around, like, trying to figure out more about themselves and what they can do. And they don't think that despite being children of the gods, they don't actually believe that the gods have any knowledge about what's happening. Because everybody's prayers, for the most part, seem to be going unanswered. which you're thinking might be because they're pulling back to protect themselves so that they can then hopefully protect the world.
Interesting. And I guess lastly, this being seems to have some ability of manipulating the magic in an area?
Yes, that's honestly, they came during the night and caught most of us unawares. And they managed to just take most of us out. It was not pretty. I mean, clearly. But they lured out our strongest protectors and then assaulted the town. And when the warriors came back, well, here we were. Burning. Okay. With that depressing episode under wraps, party, your next stop is Goldenlead.
Ooh-wee.
And they tell you of a secret path through the mountains that'll cut your travel time down. But it will take you a week and a half to traverse.
Okay, we can do that.
So it'll be a week and a half versus the 3 weeks it would take you otherwise. Cut your travel time in half. But the path is treacherous.
How treacherous.
Well, satyrs wouldn't have a problem with it, but everybody else might. Mostly because they climb nearly vertical surfaces.
Well, as long as we can get the horses through, we should be okay.
There is a pathway, but you may have to stop and clear some of it out because we haven't been able to maintain the path.
Okay.
But it's well marked. And you're shown what the markers look like. And they tell you that there's a couple different paths that lead into the mountains, but if you go off the trail that's going to take you to Goldenlead, you will wind up lost in the mountains for months on end. And, Otter, could we put ourselves into a quick break for 10 minutes?
You betcha.
All right, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We'll be back at 20 after the hour to wrap up this session, and hopefully they get to Goldenlead. So stick around. We'll be back at 20 after 10 minutes, and we will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes the calls of nature are too demanding to ignore. So, they are headed to Goldenlead for the next leg of their journey. Who is leading? This is the very important question. Who is leading?
Somebody got a better survival in Monric?
I do not have a great track record with mountains. Just throwing that
My
out
survival's
there.
only +2.
Mine's a 0.
Man, I am hitting all of Orion's fucking fears in this campaign.
Listen, you gave them one full-on mental breakdown.
Can I shoot for 2?
I mean, I guess?
Yay!
I will say I will never not be entertained by how much my dice wanted that breakdown to happen. For as
I
many
know.
outlets as you and the party tried to throw at Orion, my dice were like, no, this is a breakdown. This is happening. Nothing is getting through.
We're just gonna make this as, like, real as we possibly can.
Legitimately, I have no notes for like 2 sessions. The only notes for those sessions is mental breakdown. That's all it says.
Love it. Alright. Is it Monarch leading?
I think
believe
so.
Fred,
All right,
what's your survival?
Hang on, let me check. I don't think it's very good. 3. +3.
Well, it beats my +2.
Okay, fine. I'll lead. What's going on? 12.
Do it at advantage, because they did tell you what markers you were looking for.
Okay, cool.
12.
We're taking the 12. We're gonna take the 12. So the markers are kind of similar to another one. And as you continue walking, it, like, takes you downwards. You realize you're taking the wrong path and backtrack.
Okay, guys, someone else take the lead. I suck at this.
All right, I can take.
Monarch, go ahead and give me a try. Let's see how this goes. With the 19. You guys are able to find camp in a small cave that looks like it's been uninhabited for a while. And your journey is slow. Despite it only going to be taking you a week and a half, because of your unfamiliarity with the route, and the fact that even with their skill and the explanation, you still have to backtrack a couple times. You're halfway through the journey. Otter, I want a wisdom saving throw from you at disadvantage, please.
Can I just send you a picture of what I just rolled? I feel I need to share this with everybody because I'm distraught. This is just go in the group chat. Hold on, here you go. Yeah. With disadvantage, that was a crit and a 1 for a total of 7. But yes, this is why I needed to take a picture, because damn, okay, dice.
The only way that could have been worse was if you had rolled 2 ones. Hey, Otter.
Yeah.
This isn't the same mountain. you realistically and consciously know this is not the same fucking mountain.
Mhm.
It's not stopping the way that your body wants to panic. It remembers the sensation of falling. It remembers being stuck. It remembers that it was a lovely day just like this, and all that happened was your fucking foot slipped. You are in the middle of the worst panic attack you have had since the pits. And you're on a horse, on a ledge that goes thousands of feet straight down. Nasha,
Is Fred aware?
I need you to give me a perception check, please, sir.
It's a nat 20.
It is not that Orion has a smell. It is the smell of distress coming from Nakia that alerts you that something is wrong.
Oh.
Because Orion has shut down.
Like,
Fred, you're familiar with this.
slumped
However-
over, like hugging the horse in the saddle, like limp.
Fred, however, this time you're not stuck in a pit, you are in the open-ass air.
I cast Calm Emotions.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna work.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No. Go ahead and roll me a spell check. Should be a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Fuck, I can't type here today. D20 plus. Oh, it's my charisma.
If you're looking at Orion for any period of time, they're limp but shaking on this
15,
horse.
Maddie.
15's not gonna do it.
Okay. Who's in front of Orion?
Monric.
Fred's going
Sasha
to
was bringing up the rear.
tell Monric to grab a hold of Orion's horse's reins to keep them together. And Fred's going to tell Orion to close his eyes and trust his horse. Trust
Orion,
us.
give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Because I have the robe, it's advantage. So is this still with disadvantage or just a straight roll?
Disadvantage. This is
Okay.
this is literally to hear her through your panic.
Okay. Is real bad. Perception plus 2, that's a 6 with disadvantage. The other one
You
was a
don't
16.
have a beating heart. You don't have a beating heart, so you don't hear, like, you can't even hear her over the white noise that is filling your auditory trenches.
Then I will use Messenger and directly into his head.
Orion, how did you react to a voice that isn't yours suddenly speaking in your head while you're in the middle of a panic attack over falling off the edge of a fucking mountain?
It's we have you. It's just straight calm. I told you I would walk you through this ever again.
Well, I assume it will be something similar to the last time, where it is now a more complex hodgepodge of a response because Orion has learned many more languages since then. You receive back a jumble of languages.
The only word that you catch, which that you know, is in common, and it's falling.
In Dracona, I will say, you're not falling. We have you. And I'll continue just saying, I have you in Dracona.
Draconic?
Whatever.
Okay. Otter, wisdom save. Disadvantage, please.
What is with this high roll, low roll on these freaking saves? That's a 3 for a total of 9.
You don't follow her instructions, but you also don't feel as, like, it's not, your panic attack isn't done. And you're not sure if maybe you're just imagining it, but you think maybe it has calmed down just the slightest degree. But you're not entirely sure.
As far as Orion's concerned, what they're hearing in their head is the maelstrom of snow and rock falling.
Yep.
And there's this discordant voice that is like whispering through this cacophony of noise.
Okay. So, when you camp, you get Orion off his horse. He is not steady in the slightest. And you get him settled in the middle of the cave. But it definitely, he's definitely not out of the woods yet, as it were.
Occasionally, from the mumblings, you manage to be able to decipher from what they're saying, aside from falling being a common word. Taito keeps coming up as well.
Okay. Otter.
Yes.
Nothing is moving. Everything is steady. You can see the sky. Wisdom saving throw. No disadvantage. Straight roll.
I wish I was making this up, but that is another 1.
You know, I hesitate to remind you, but you do have portents.
I do, but this is fitting for Orion.
Okay. We're gonna leave Orion in the throes of a panic attack for the rest of the night.
If I naturally make a save for it, I'm all for it. But if my dice are insisting that this is happening, it's thematically fits for Orion.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Sasha.
Yes.
I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Okay. You managed to stay in non-wolf mode.
Oh.
Which is good, because the person that you asked to banish you is currently incapacitated.
Yep. Well, now I just go over what I said to Orion with Karasef. I don't think Karasef can send me somewhere, but I know he can do big boy damage. So if something happens, he can at least, I mean, hopefully deal with me.
I'll give it my best.
That's all I ask.
So, out of Orion question, the area we're traveling in the mountains is still affected by this anti-magic whatever happened?
No, you are far enough away now that it didn't get hit in the radius.
Okay.
So, you settle in for the night. Take turns between watching your six and making sure that you're safe, and watching Orion to make sure he doesn't wander off a cliff. You're able to get a moderate night's rest. However, given the fact that none of you could truly relax, even those that only need 4 hours of meditation a night, you are all going to be suffering from a point of exhaustion, as Orion's unfortunate mental state is affecting you all.
So, what does exhaustion do to us?
First level gives you disadvantage on attacks and skill checks, I think it is.
I think so. What is it, 6 levels of it and you die? Or is it 8?
Yeah. 6.
6, yeah.
Because the 5th level is your movement speed is reduced to 0. Literally can't move. So exhausted you can't move. And then the next one is death. I have almost died to exhaustion. That shit was whack.
Same.
So, in the morning, Orion, give us another wisdom save, please, dear.
This one's just regular?
Yep.
I shit you not, that's a 2 for 8. I even switched to D20s.
I want you to give it to me again with advantage, please.
You
This
got
is
it.
killing me here. This is killing me.
With advantage. That's a 3 and a 6. So a total of 12.
Alright, fuck it. Otter, at this point, you're well aware of your own, triggers and whatnot when it comes to your panic attack. You didn't think that traveling through this particular mountain range was going to do it, but you're realizing that it might be more about the height than it is about the mountain itself. And as you start being able to actually think logically about all of this, you start to calm down. Relax. The falling stone and snow starts to fade, and you hear the crackling of a fire. The soft sounds of your companion's breathing. Of Zara, seated at the mouth of the cave, standing guard. And you, sir, are suffering from 2 points of exhaustion.
Is there a place for exhaustion on roll 20?
Not on roll 20, unfortunately.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna...
It'll take you 2 days to clear it. It takes everybody a day to clear theirs. Basically, you need to take 2 long rest. You need to take a long rest to clear every level of exhaustion. So,
Okay.
per level, you need to take a long rest. So you need 2 to clear yours.
That's quite alright. I guess I should roll my portents for the day.
Yeah, if you'd like.
I don't trust any of my dice.
I don't blame you tonight.
Where were these rolls when I was freaking out? It was a
Not there,
18
apparently.
and a 14.
Okay. You guys continue on. Eventually you get to the point where you're able to start progressing down the, you're able to start progressing down the, the mountain. Until you get to, the, oh my god. Why are words failing me? Damn it. you get to the point where it's just like it's flat ground. Like you've reached the base of the mountain. Base of the mountain, that was the word. I was like, Jesus Christ. I know how to English, I swear to God. And you see, ahead of you, shrubbery. Tall. Taller than Sasha. Taller than all of you is even on your horses. And then you watch as you're watching, it seems to shift and move. And you as you progress forward, you know the route that you need to take to Goldenlead. And as you're going, you try to keep the mountain on your left. And I need everybody to give me a perception check.
24.
20.
8.
Karisef and Sasha, you notice it first. The mountain is still on your left. Except there is a whole set of shrubbery now between you and the mountain. It definitely wasn't there 5 minutes ago.
Oh.
Matter of fact, when you turn around to backtrack your ass out of the shrubbery, there is no route behind you.
Oh, that can't be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the maze. And that is where we're going to call it for this week. You have successfully entered the maze. Good luck. So, as always, guys, we'd like to thank our sponsors, D&D Beyond, that is D, the letter N, D, Beyond.com, a wonderful repository for everything 5e, a local band here in Toronto named Effects May Vary, and our Patreons, namely of which is Mama Bear, who we did not see on cams tonight, but that is because it is stupid hot at her house right now. As always, guys, any money that you send our way, either through merch or Twitch subscriptions or Patreon, goes to helping us give you a great show. And we have plenty of shows here on Dire Bear, and we have some more in the works. So always keep an eye out. There may go up game postings for you to get a chance to be on a Dire Bear stream. So without further ado, everybody, please remember, the pandemic is still happening, so wear a mask, wash your hands, sanitize if you can't get somewhere to wash your hands, social distance if you can, be kind to one another, and roar for initiative. See y'all next week.